5'9" with the real red eyes, and we dying inside. Oh, bodies in fluoride.
What is good, y'all? This is JV, and today got a CD haul video for you guys. I do these about once a month, and I basically go over all the albums that I've bought since the last CD haul. The last one I did was late March, and there was a lot of CDs that I bought like right after that. So some of these I've had for a couple of weeks. Some of these I literally got today. Really excited to get to them. This is probably the biggest CD haul video I've done in a while. We got like 11 albums here. Pretty decent mix. For the most part, it's predominantly K-pop. We also got some J-pop in there, and then a little bit of American stuff too. So let's get started. I'm just gonna start from the pile. If you guys see, I got the stack here. I'm gonna start with the album that I got today. Y'all know I'm a big AOA fan, so when I heard this was, you know, a collab that was going on, I was so hyped for it. We got the new AOA and TM Revolution single. Basically got turned on to TM Revolution from his, I think, yeah, he did a song for Soul Eater. So really excited when I heard about, you know, them collabing, and y'all know I'm a huge fan of AOA, collect everything. So I got the pretty much the most basic version, the group version. I'm thinking about picking up at least one of the member group versions. The last Japanese single they did for like a cat, I got Choa's version. This time around I'm definitely gonna go with Sohyun, my bias. So probably gonna do that. Excited to have this finally. Had to get that on back order because they were out of stock, so that took a little bit to finally come in there. Next we have Vixx's Depend on Me. For y'all who follow my channel, y'all know, huge Vixx fan. I get everything they release. I'm finally up to date with this release. This is their latest Japanese album. Cool thing about this album is that it has 7 songs on it that are Japanese. From tracks 8 to 12 are basically the Korean versions of a lot of the Japanese singles they did. Like finally we're gonna get Can't Say in Korean. So really glad to have this. Again, I got pretty much the most basic version for the most part. I get standard versions of albums just because I don't really care to have the DVDs, and also a lot of them have weird like region locks on them that I couldn't even watch them if I want to. So didn't even waste my time with that though. Excited to have this album, Depend on Me. It did come with a photo card, and I got Hongbin, which is exciting because he's my bias. Next we have ASAP Ferg's Always Strive and Prosper, his newest album. Really excited to check this one out. Haven't been able to hear it yet. Just got it in the mail today. Dropped a couple days back. Really enjoyed Trap Lord, so I'm pretty excited to hear this. And from all the singles I've heard, from the singles that I've heard New Level obviously with Future. I've heard the track with Schoolboy Q, Let It Bang, and then I think that's it. But I'm really excited. We got Skrillex on here, Missy Elliott, Chuck D, Rick Ross, Lil Uzi Vert, which is pretty interesting, and then an ASAP Mob track on Yemi Gang. So super hyped to check this out. I've heard really mixed reviews on it, but for the most part people seem to really be enjoying it. My man Fantano, he doesn't like this album, so we'll see. I'm thinking I might do an album review on it. We'll see, depending on, you know, how deep I really feel about this album. But really excited to check this out. Big, you know, I'm a big East Coast hip hop fan, and definitely a fan of what the ASAP Mob's been putting out. Finally, really excited about this. We got Dean's debut album. What is it called? Like TRBL 130 Mood, whatever. Really excited to check this out. I'm so glad that he put out physicals of this, and then at that, on most music distributors in terms of Asian music, found this on Yes Asia very easily. Ordered it. It was on back order because it had, I guess, sold out when it came out. Had to do basically the week wait, but that synced up really well because I ordered it at the same time as the AOA and Vixx CDs, so they all basically got in stock at the same time. Excited to have this. This is probably one of my favorite Korean releases this year, so I'm excited to check this out. Packaging's pretty cool. They have some cool like Polaroid kind of style cards with some photos on it. So yeah, finally really excited to have that. Probably one of my favorite purchases of this month. Next we have Perfumes Cosmic Explorer. Really enjoy Perfume. not the hugest J-pop fan, but when it comes to J-pop, I like it clean. I like the production on point, and basically Perfume's the epitome of that. This album is well put together. Good. One thing I do like about Perfume is that they basically they have a lot of original material on their album, but they also make sure to include all the singles that they had pushed from their last album release. Their last album release, I think, was Level 3 in 2013. So everything going back to Cling Cling, Pick Me Up, Relax in the City, Star Train, Sweet Refrain, Flash. All those singles that they put out before this point are in this album, and it totals out to about 14 songs, with at least half of it being all original material, just like Level 3 and all the albums before that point. Real clean, sharp pop production. Their vocals sound better than ever, and some really dope, EDM kind of breaks in there with some real ambient kind of ethereal stuff at the beginning and end of the album. Really enjoyed this project, considering doing a review on that. If that's something you'd be interested in, leave in the comment section below if you're interested in a Perfume review. Really excited to have this. Don't really buy the physical singles that they put out, just because I know eventually they're going to put out a full length with the singles on it. If they start just putting full lengths out without the singles included, then I'll probably start buying the physical singles. But until then, I just reserve until I buy the physicals. Next, Red Velvet's. Yeah, really excited about this one. Did an album review to this. Been buying everything Red Velvet puts out physically. Only thing I don't have is the ice cream cake. The ice cream cake version. I have the automatic version, and I hate that I only have that version. I should have bought both when they were easily able to get, and you can still order them. I just haven't gotten around to it, but I'm really excited to have this, the Velvet. Don't really have to go into depth about the music because I did a full-length review. If that's something that you're interested in, highly suggest you go check out that. I have a whole playlist of all my album reviews, and this is one of the reviews. Really I enjoyed this. Package-wise, it's exactly the same as the Red when they put that out. So excited to have this. Next we have Weezer's The White Album. Y'all know I love me some prog rock. I love me the 90s rock, Weezer, Incubus, all that kind of stuff, Sublime, Red Hot Chili Peppers. Love all that stuff. So finally they're back, and I gotta say this is probably my favorite Weezer album since Pinkerton. Wasn't really a fan of the pop kind of direction they took in the early and mid 2000s, but finally they're back with another album that I really enjoyed, and I felt like I was gonna enjoy this album even before I heard it because of the singles they put out. Thank God for Girls and Do You Want to Get High, I thought were really dope singles. So wasn't really apprehensive on this album. Figured I was probably gonna like it, judging by the fact that there's obviously a return to form on this particular project. So I thought that was really dope. I had to pick up the physical for that. Weezer, The White Album. This is only my second Weezer physical I have. I only have the Blue Album, and now this one, and I have Pinkerton digitally. Next, we have Babymetal's second album, Metal Resistance. Excited to have this. Been bumping it a lot since I've gotten it. Like this one a whole lot more than their first album. Was gonna do an album review for this, didn't get around to it. Maybe I still do. I might put out some late album reviews, who knows, if I'm feeling it. Again, if that's something you're interested, if any of these albums that you see me getting, or any albums that have come out recently, you want me to do an album review to, definitely comment them. I'm really open to suggestions, but keep them mainstream, that are at least well known. Don't pull out your boy's SoundCloud album that he put out. I don't got time for that. But definitely excited about this release. Picked up the first one. Cool thing about this second release is the fact that it got a worldwide release, so I was able to order this off Amazon and get it day of. Really excited about this album. My friends seem to really enjoy it too. Next we have Blooming Period, Block B's album. Just noticed that I apparently have everything that Block B has released physically. I didn't know I did, but I looked. I had Very Good and all their mini albums. So definitely had to pick this one up. Also did an album review for this one. Really enjoyed it. Like the packaging. There's a dope photo book on this, and I got Tails photo card. So really excited about this one. Was confused at first because I remember the CD cover art. The album cover art digitally is the red cover, but this one comes in gray. But then I learned slip cover and that the red cover is underneath. So really excited about this one. Some real dope music on there, but again, I went into it in my album review. Next we have 5th single album, Zelos by Vixx. As of right now, I'm completely up to date with Vixx, as I mentioned earlier, and I will be doing a complete collection, my complete Vixx collection, just like I did with SNSD a while back. I will be doing that with Vixx now that I have everything up to date. Really enjoy this. 3 songs, they really come out on these single albums. Dynamite is an absolute banger, so I'm really excited to have this. I got Leo's photo card. And then lastly, which I got, it feels like I've gotten this a long time ago, but I haven't put this in a video yet. Finally, 4 Minutes, Act 7 got this mini album. If you look at this thing is huge. It's not quite the size of a vinyl per se, but it's by far one of the biggest K-pop albums I have. If you look, I have Ji-yoon's photo card. Yeah, really dope. Don't really do unboxings anymore, so I'm not going to get into it, but really excited to have this. Don't really know where I'm going to put it yet, but I always figure out something. So these are all the albums I got. Again, I'll go over them. AOA and TM Revolution's collab, Vixx, Depend on Me, ASAP Ferg's Always Strive and Prosper, Dean's debut album, Perfume's Cosmic Explorer, Red Velvet's The Velvet, Weezer, The White Album, Babymetal, Metal Resistance, Block B's Blooming Period, Vixx's 5th single album, Zelos, and then 4 Minutes, Act 7. If you have a question about any of these albums, leave them in the comment section below. Till next time, this is JV. I love you guys. And if you look in the comment section, in the description below, I have all my links down there. If you're interested in seeing basically all the purchases I make and what I'm doing on a fairly regular basis, go follow me on Instagram. I got pictures there and I post albums as I get them there. So see you guys next time. I love you. Bye.